General Assembly of the Legal Committee in New York, debate commenced on a draft resolution on the question of environmental refugees. China was a leading force in this resolution. A key clause was action on climate change. I questioned China on their support of this clause, despite the fact that they have yet to agree on a binding emissions target.
China does believe strongly in combating climate change and affirms its commitment to doing so. However, we strongly believe in the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities and believe that developed countries should take the lead in combating climate change.
During the day's debate, the United States of America endorsed the use of temporary protections for environmental refugees. However, with New Orleans still devastated by Hurricane Katrina 5 years on, I questioned whether the United States has the right to only afford environmental refugees temporary protection.
So, seeing as how you can't even fix something in your own country, what right do you have to only offer temporary protection to environmental refugees?
Firstly, Ria, the Obama administration is consistently working towards meeting the needs of the people of New Orleans, and in a similar manner we are committed to assisting less fortunate states who suffer environmental catastrophes. We do believe, though, that, consistent with our desire to empower developing states, temporary protection status allows environmentally displaced people to enjoy the protection of other states while still encouraging the state of citizenship to take responsibility for their people.
Even in your own backyard with New Orleans, you haven't really taken responsibility for your people there. So how do you expect developing nations who have much less money and resources...
disagree with that assertion, quite frankly.
Have you seen pictures of New Orleans recently? It's still pretty devastated.
Yeah, we are, as I've said, so we are working towards that.
How do you expect developing nations, though, with much less resources than the United States of America, to be able to help their environmental refugees if you can't do that?
To be honest, that's something that we would like the Assembly to address, but we're committed to working towards it in the most effective way possible.
This was a sentiment echoed by the delegate for the United Kingdom, who committed to taking as many environmental refugees as they could.
The UK is more than willing to help resettle environmental refugees. However, our intake of refugees, of immigrants, is already really high. If you look at some statistics from 1997 to 2007, our immigration was almost 5.5 million, and our emigration was approximately 3.5. This leaves an influx of 1.8 million immigrants in 10 years. That's just foreign-born immigrants. And our intake's actually increased dramatically since 2007 with events that have been going on in the world. And it's generally accepted that the amount that are moving to the United Kingdom at the moment is unsustainable. And so this will actually really affect how many more we can accept, because we're already struggling with the amount we're accepting. And our huge deficit at the moment is also impacting this quite clearly, as we don't have the money to help them, because our deficit at the end of 2009 was £950.4 billion, which actually equates to 68.1% of our GDP.
Okay. So would you be looking to resettle environmental refugees if you did take them on a different basis to political or civil refugees?
Well, we're more than we'll accept as many as we can, but yes, we agree with the United States in that temporary ones is a good idea, because those who can return home, it would be beneficial for them and for the international community if they could do so.
The committee subsequently passed this resolution. This resolution gives both recognition and rights to environmental refugees. It is a huge step forward in acknowledging countries' responsibilities towards refugees created by environmental degradation. This is Ria Thrift, Washington Post.